What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Full Throttle Chronicles. I'm your host, Nick, and today we're going to be diving into something that's really personal and important to me, and that's mental health. Especially if it's affected me, how it plays a huge part in my life, and what I've learned along the way. And I know this is something that a lot of us, don't talk about enough. But it's high time that we start opening up about it, especially in our community. So let's get into it. So first, I want to kick this off by saying something that I've had to learn, the hard way, and that it's okay not to be okay. As a Marine, I've been trained to take on some pretty tough situations, but what they don't tell you is the things that you go through, whether it's combat, loss, or just in general, it leaves a mark that you don't always show up as, something that's physical. And those are the mental scars, and they don't heal overnight. When I first came home, I thought I had to be the tough guy. I'm fine. But in reality, I wasn't. I wasn't fine at all. And that, here's the thing. You can only keep up that act for so long before it starts to break you down. I didn't want to admit it to myself. I let alone anyone else know. But there were days that I could barely get out of my bed. It's not like the movies where the hero always walks away in a perfect, shiny life, after the mission's over. No, that's not how it works at all. Now, some of you might be hearing this and thinking, but I don't have PTSD or anything serious like that. You don't have to have something as serious as PTSD to struggle with your mental health. Stress, anxiety, getting burnt out from your job. These are all things that hit different in different ways, but they all will take a toll on you at the end. And we all deserve to recognize that. For me, one of the things that helps, I'm going through, be straight with you guys, is motorcycles. You've heard me talk about it before, but it is true. Working on bikes, getting out on a ride, there's something that, it does to my brain that lets me just turn off for a little bit. It's the sound of the motor that drowns out the chaos in my head. And it's not even about the ride, it's about the process, the building, the problem solving, the connection with the community. I can't tell you how many times I've had a breakthrough in my, thinking while working on a bike or talking with someone about their ride, and that's something a lot of people might miss. You don't even need to have a massive transformation overnight. Sometimes it's just the small, incremental changes and the little wins that add up over time. I've also learned, there's a lot of conversations I've had with other vets and even folks outside the military community who are just as passionate about bikes. There's a unique bond that comes from sharing these kinds of experiences, and it's a reminder that we don't even have to do this alone. If there's one thing I've realized, it's that isolation can be the biggest enemy when it comes to mental health. We keep thinking we need to handle everything ourselves, but dude, there's power in our community. I've had some of the most honest, open conversations with people I've ever met at bike events or, just even working on the bikes. When we talk about mental health, it doesn't always have to be heavy, a serious conversation. Sure, it can be, but it can also have a conversation that starts with, hey, dude, how's your build going? And it can turn into, yeah, I've been feeling off lately. In that safe space, it will make a huge difference. Open up your mind to that and be willing to have those conversations. If you're listening to this right now, and you're struggling, whether it's depression, anxiety, or just feeling burnt out, take it from me. You're not alone. You don't even have to do it all or have to figure it all out. And if you're trying to work through your own, don't be afraid to ask for help. Whether it's talking to a friend, reaching out to a professional, or even finding, those things that let you clear your head, like riding a bike, hiking, doing some sort of art. Do something that will express yourself. It doesn't need to be fixing yourself all at once. It's about taking small steps towards feeling something a little better each day. And on the flip side, if you see someone who's struggling, don't be afraid to check in on them. Asking that question, how are you doing, can be a game changer. Literally ask them how they're doing. Genuinely ask them. And sometimes just asking, hey, dude, how are you doing? It can be a game changer. And I can tell you how many times I've had friends listen, and it's made a huge difference for me. Now, before I wrap up, I want to leave you guys with this. Mental health is just as important as physical health. In fact, it almost goes hand in hand. It's okay not to have everything figured out. It took me a long time to understand that. And one of the most important things that I've learned through my process of, journey of dealing with my mental health is not fighting it and not trying to figure it out overnight. What matters is that you're taking the steps to take care of yourself, whether whatever it looks like. There's no one size fits all when it comes to healing. So take your time and most importantly, be kind to yourself. Don't forget, we're all in this together. I know this was a shorter episode, but this is something that's been very, on my mind a lot lately, with me dealing with my demons and battling it and having that inspiration to hopefully help the next person is my number one goal. So if you guys have any suggestions, if you need help, if you need someone to talk to, please reach out to me. Your life matters and you matter as a person. So don't forget that. I want to thank you guys for listening to this. And again, please throw that comment below if you need help. And if you know someone in your life that, might need a little bit of encouragement, whether it's with their mental health or whatnot, please give this video a share, send it to them to help them out and hopefully change their day around and put a smile on their face. Thank you guys for listening. I will catch you back next week, next episode of Full Throttle Chronicles. Yeah, this was a heavy one, but I hope it helped you out. We'll talk to you later, guys.